Hello everyone, welcome to the nocode web channel. This is your journey to create a very beautiful and impactful website on your own. This is a realm of endless possibilities. And today we'll be learning about how to create a travel app. The travel apps have really transformed the way they provide user experience and revolutionize the travel industry. So let's get to know how you can create a travel app on your own, or how you can plan to create your own travel app. In today's time, the travel apps have really transformed the user experience by providing the best travel planning, booking, and personalization experience to its users. The key features for the travel app is prioritizing the value as well as managing the cost to its users. That really becomes very important. The travel apps typically includes trip planning, book management, real-time updates, and travel content features. It's very important to understand your target audiences when you are creating your travel app. So let's talk about the popular apps that can be an inspiration to you by creating your own travel application. The first is Airbnb, the second is Skyscanner, and the third is Triplet. When we talk about Airbnb, it started as an app focusing on connecting the travelers with the best accommodation options. It was just initially doing a streamlined booking process and hosting user profiles and reviews. And over the time, it expanded its market and added on features like experience sharing, track, trip planning, and recommendations. When it comes to Skyscanner, it just began as a flight search engine, providing users with the ability to compare and book the flights. But now, today it offers a lot of features like Potter and car rental, search price alerts, and trip tools. Triplet was also initially focused on itinerary management, allowing its users to forward the travel confirmation emails for organized travel planning. And after it gained popularity, it added more features like flight alerts, real-time updates, and integrations of other travel services. As these examples highlight, the travel apps involve robust platforms by focusing on set core features and functionalities. Let's talk about the MVP development process and what it includes. The one thing that one has to keep in mind while developing your MVP is to manage your MVP development process in a better and efficient manner to save your budget, time, and resources. So, what are the most important steps while creating your MVP that has to keep in mind? The first is idea validation, the second is project management, the third is marketing and promotion, and the fourth one is ongoing maintenance and support. When we talk about idea validation, it includes the step where we validate our app idea, do the market research using user feedback, and ensure the viability of the app. That is the part of idea validation. The first thing that we have to do in idea validation is define the value proposition of your MVP. What is value proposition? It means the unique value that you will offer to your users that will set your app apart from the other applications in the market. The key aspect of doing the value proposition for your travel MVP could be comprehensive trip planning. For example, if you are someone who's planning to create a travel MVP, the seamless experience of your itinerary, destination recommendation, booking are some of the important value propositions that you can provide for your travel app. So it is always important to remember that value proposition should always align with the specific needs and preferences of your target audiences. Another part of doing idea validation is doing competitor research. The competitor research is a key important step that helps you to understand the market landscape, identify the potential gaps, and multiple opportunities. It helps you learn from the success and failures of your existing competitors. So, for example, if you want to conduct an effective competitive research for your MVP, the first thing is to identify your competitor that are directly or indirectly in your market, and then analyze the features they are offering in their website and applications. So, after you have decided your very proposition for your MVP, it is important to effectively manage your project. That is why project management step is very important. The first step of project management journey is story mapping. Story mapping helps us to understand and visualize the user journey and align the product development with the user needs. It is a collaborative technique that will allow the teams to prioritize product features. So, for example, if you want to make a travel app, make sure that the features are incorporated in your MVP. You identify the different types of user tools and roles that you will incorporate in your MVP. For example, if it's a travel MVP, you will have a user role of traveler or a customer that will be using your app, a administrator like you yourself, and the person like hotels and agents that will be looking into the booking section. So now text. So now let's talk about the most important step, that's the budgeting. You have to determine your budget for developing your MVP because it depends on several factors like development team costs, backend infrastructure costs, API integration costs, marketing and promotion expenses, and ongoing maintenance and updates costs. These costs will be essential and you need to calculate them in order to develop your MVP successfully in the right budget, time, and resources. The most important method that you can use to make sure that your MVP is developed in required budget with all the required features is using Moscow method. Moscow method means categorizing your features and functionalities that are essential to your app in must have, should have, could have, and won't have features. For example, booking bus, travel, or hotel is an essential feature to your travel app. So, must have features are categorized as this. But having an AI chat assistant is won't have features. Your MVP is okay without these features, right? Then the next important decision is choosing the development. The development process could be in-house development or an outsourced one. As most of the people outsource their development process when they have their in-house development, the hourly rates of developing an MVP vary on location, expertise, and project complexity basis. So, it is essential to keep in your mind you choose the right location and right expertise for your MVP to maintain your budget. The countries that I suggest and they are really popular for MVP development outsourcing is Europe, USA, and India. So let's get into some calculations. So for example, the average cost per hour for USA is $100 to $200. For Europe, it's $70 to $150. And for India, it's $25 to $60. So this can really impact your whole budget while developing your MVP. So assuming a basic travel app MVP will take 400 hours for development. For USA, the cost will come around $60,000. For Europe, the cost will come around $40,000. And for India, the total cost will come around $16,000. So let's dive into the comparison table of the features development in different countries. For user registered authentication, it will cost you minimum $8,000 in USA, minimum $6,000 in Europe, and minimum $3,000 in India. So here's this table for your reference. You can keep checking it out during this video or later on. Save it. Now, we always advise you to choose India as the preference for choosing your outsourced development. Why? Because of their technical expertise, their cost effectiveness, their language proficiency, their time zone advantage, their cultural compatibility, their robust IT infrastructure, and great record and Step 3 is wireframing. It involves creating visual representation of your app structure and user interface. It helps you visualize your app structure, plan user interactions, identify design issues early on, and facilitate collaboration. It holds many benefits, like it helps you define a better screen layout. It will help you to create and navigate well-defined user flows. It will provide you clear and intuitive information architecture, and you can have early on feedbacks for your design iterations. The next most important step is development. The development step includes choosing right development approach and choosing right technologies that will give you the perfect development. Key important step in your development process is choosing the right technologies. It matters because it will help you choose whether you can scale your app or how you can market your app and how much productivity will your app yield. What kind of integrations can be done in your application will also depend on your choosing your right technology steps. Choosing your right technology steps includes the steps of front-end development, back-end development, API integration, cloud services infrastructure, security authentication, and testing and deployment. For front-end development, the digital development can be done on JavaScript framework, React.js, Angular, and also HTML, CSS can be used for structuring and styling web pages. Backend development, the traditional programming languages like Node.js or Python can be used Frameworks like Express.js or Django or Ruby is also available for server-side logic. Databases languages like MongoDB, MySQL can also be used. For API integration, RESTful APIs are available. Third-party integration APIs are also available. For cloud services and infrastructure, Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure or Google Platform are the popular choices that are really scalable and reliable. For serverless architecture, you can use AWS Lambda or Google Cloud Functions as well. For security and authentication, you can use JSON Web Tokens or Authentication to ensure secure access and data protection. For testing and deployment, using testing frameworks like Jest, Mocha, or Selenium for unit testing can be undertaken. For continuous integration and deployment, tools like Jenkins, CircleCI, or TravelappCI can all be used and to build your testing and deployment processes. It is always important to remember the choice of your depending on your specific project requirement and team's expertise. And it is essential to keep the factors like ability, performance, security, community support in consideration while making your right decision. The development can be done through traditional development or no-code development. Traditional development involves writing code manually to create software applications, including MVPs. It requires specialized tech skills and knowledge in programming language and framework. No-code development refers to creation of software, website, or MVP without the need of traditional coding. No-code platforms provide visual interfaces, drag-and-drop functionalities, and pre-built components, enabling users to build applications to a more accessible, user-friendly. Why you should choose no-code development over traditional programming? Because of speed, cost, accessibility, flexibility, development time, focus, concept exploration, collaboration, maintenance updates, and validation and testing. On all these aspects, no-code proves more viable approach, especially creating an MVP than a traditional programming. I have shared this table for your reference. Rapid prototyping need using visual interface. It is very easier to make your MVP in lesser time and even launch it in the market easily and efficient manner than a traditional programming way. Important step is choosing the right development. Choosing the right development approach is a key step to look after, and the most popular approach is Agile. It emphasizes on iterative development, flexibility, and collaboration. Here's an outline of the development process for your MVP. The first step is project planning and prioritization. The second is sprint planning. The third is sprint execution. The fourth is continuous integration and delivery. The fifth is user feedback and iteration. The sixth is retrospection and adaptation. For project planning, you can use a lot of tools like Jira, Asana, or Trello. Second is sprint planning. Choose the tasks that you want to execute, break them into smaller tasks, and estimate the effort and time required for each task. That is part of sprint planning. The third is sprint execution. The development and test selection of your backlog item is part of sprint execution. The daily meetings to make sure to check the progress of your tasks is part of sprint execution. Another step is continuous integration. The continuous integration means integrating new functions and new versions to resolve any bugs, issues, or feedbacks that you are getting and make changing in your development process plan. Tools like CircleCI can be used for this step. Taking user feedback and making iteration is another important step. It helps you to validate assumptions and make improvement in the right time, so you have to make less adjustment after the whole process is completed. Conducting user testing and incorporating feedback is essential. The next important step is doing retrospective and doing adaptation. Once you have done with your development process, the next important step is conducting rigorous testing to identify and fix any bugs or issues, from functional testing, usability testing, or compatibility testing, and there are many types of testing. Doing across different devices and platform testing is part of QA for your MVP developments. A different type of testing in QA for an MVP includes test planning, manual testing, automated testing, performance testing, usability testing, security testing, CI/CD testing. For Example, for manual testing, you can use tools like TestRail and Zephyr and execute test to validate behavior and report issues. For usability testing, gather user feedback insights with tools like user testing or next important steps are doing marketing and promotion. For marketing and promotion, you can use social media marketing, influencer partnership, content marketing, app store optimization, email marketing, user generated content, partnership collaboration, PR and media outreach, undergo referral programs or doing community engagement programs. Moving forward to next step as ongoing maintenance and support. Providing an ongoing maintenance and support to address your usual issues, fix bugs, and optimizing app remote is equally important. Because your MVP is new in the market, it will be needing a continuous changes. Planning for future enhancement and scalability is also important because initially your user interactions will may be low, but as the time passes on, there will be more user interactions and your app may need to change as per the feedbacks. Regular monitoring communication will also help you track your progress and make necessary adjustment and ensure the project stays on track. In today's time, people are undertaking better process for your development that is using no-code tools. Several platforms can be utilized to create different aspects of your travel MVP. Let's explore how various stages of your development can be implemented through no-code tools. For prototyping and UI design, in the initial phase, you can create a visual prototype and design that is UI for your travel MVP using drag and drop tools like Figma or Adobe XD. These no-code platforms allow you to create interactive wireframes and UI mockups for your travel MP very quickly. For front-end development, once the design is ready, the next step is building front-end. Implementing the UI elements and UI interactions. For example, webdevelopment can be used for making visual part of your MVP. Here you can convert your design into functional content. You can build responsive web pages, add animation, and integrate with APIs without coding. For backend development and data integration, you can use tools like Zapier. Zapier is a powerful no-code automation tool that allows you to connect different apps and services to automate workflows and data integration. For user authentication and security, you can use Auth0. Auth0 is a no-code authentication identity management platform that provides secure and customizable user authentication solutions. For payment integration, you can use Stripe. Stripe is a popular no-code payment integration platform that allows you to securely accept payments in your app. For testing and deployment, you can use Testing Bot or Selenium. These no-code testing platforms can help you automate the testing process, run tests across different devices, and identify any potential issues. For analytics, you can use Google Analytics or Mixpanel. This will help you track your user behavior and app performance and make your MVP development more efficient. In this video, we explored about the step-by-step guide to build a travel app using minimum viable approach. MVP development focuses on delivering a basic version of your app with essential features, allowing you to do rapid validation, user feedback, and iterative improvements. Here we also discussed that how you can effectively develop your MVP using perfect project management approach, and also discussed how a new traditional development method, how a new method of no-code development is more efficient and useful than a traditional development, and how you can use it to make sure your MVP development is successful in estimated time, budget, and resources. By following these processes, your travel app can save time, mitigate risk, and create a user-centric app that meets the evolving needs of your travel app systems. Thank you.